Hey guys, hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So a couple years ago I did a video on my experience using a menstrual cup and stuff like that. So I just wanted to do an updated one now and tell you guys pretty much why I stopped using the menstrual cup. It became kind of popular a couple years ago. Everybody was like, they're the coolest thing, they're awesome, you need to get them. So I tried them. So these are the ones that I got here from Amazon. I'll link them below if you guys love them, you guys use them. So this was it right here, okay? So menstrual cups are pretty much this little circle thingies, and there's different ways that you can fold them, and you pretty much fold them like that, pop it into your vagina, and then it creates a seal on your cervix, and then you don't leak, and they're doing the same thing like tampons do pretty much, but you can keep them in there for a long periods of time. So when I read everything and I was watching videos of it, I was like, yes, this sounds good. They were cost effective because once you buy like the 2-pack, for example, you just keep reusing them and wash them when you're done, sanitize them or whatever, and keep using them. So you don't have to spend money always buying feminine products. Another thing is that, you can keep them on for long periods of time. And so that was really awesome. And you can live your life and not worry about that. And then I just think that, especially like women in other countries, these are really nice because they can put them and just rewash them and use them, and they don't have to worry about not having feminine products at the end of the day, right? So everything was looking good, and a lot of people the videos that I watched, they were saying that it takes time, it's trial and error, like be patient. So I was like, okay. So I went through it, trying everything to get it right. And finally I got it down and I was like, yes. So I started using the small one, and at first I was having some leakage. So I was like, no, maybe I didn't get it right. I ordered the large one, and then the large one felt like it was too big. So I went back to the small. So sometimes things were good, sometimes they were not. So what I noticed was that menstrual cups, I just wasn't confident that they were working all the time. There's times that I was in a rush and I didn't do the fold correctly, and I would have to pop them out constantly and put them back in. And before I knew it, I felt like my cervix kept dropping. Okay, like I felt it. So once you put it, you're supposed to hear a pop sound. Like that, and that means that the seal is in and it's on your cervix, so you're not gonna, that it's in there. Sometimes I felt like I got it down, and then others I would just be like very self-conscious, like, oh, am I gonna have leaks because I didn't feel it, So now I want to say that I stopped using menstrual cups because of this reason. I didn't feel confident that I got it down. Even after almost a couple months of using it, I just didn't feel that, and it just became really, really frustrating. So sometimes there were times that I experienced leaks, and I was like, okay, what am I doing wrong, And then there's times that things were solid, I was good, and I was covered for a couple hours. Yeah. So the other thing that frustrated me with menstrual cups is when you're using public bathrooms, and there's lines, okay? There were times that I rushed, and I took out the thing so fast. You're supposed to be careful when you're taking it out. So you have it, it's locked, the seal is there, and you want to slowly pull it so that this opens and you take it out nicely so that you don't spill stuff. There's times that I rushed, being a mom and everything in life, I rushed so fast that everything spilled everywhere and I had to clean up and my hands were messy. That drove me crazy, okay? And then there was times when I was rushing to put it back in and I didn't do the correct fold correctly and it wouldn't go back in correctly. So I just found myself trying it over and over in the bathroom, and I would get really frustrated. The other thing is, if you are in a rush and you do that, that's one of the problems that I have with menstrual cups. Another thing is just not feeling that I 100% got it. Like with tampons, the first time I tried it on, it took like 2 or 3 days of trying, and I got it down, and I've never looked back ever since. I'm 43 now, okay? Never had issues with thinking, oh my God, I don't know how to put a tampon in correctly. With this, I feel like I never got it. I never got it, because if I got it, I wouldn't have had this issue. Now, there's menstrual discs that you can use that you put in like in the morning and take them out by the end of the day and throw it out. You can go that route so that you don't have to worry about it. The other thing that became frustrating sometimes when I was done using them, I didn't have access to a sink. And I pretty much had to use tissue to wipe it down on the wipes that I had in my purse to wipe them down to clean them. And also when people are literally waiting outside in the bathroom and having to carry a menstrual cup to go rinse it out, I felt some kind of way about it. So most of the time I ended up just wiping it out with my wipes and cleaning with tissue, putting back in, and when I got home, I would wash it and stuff like that. So that drove me a little bit nuts, because sometimes I was like, you know what? I would go back and forth between tampons and the menstrual cup. So I was like, what was the point of me buying them if I'm not really using them? I found myself going back to my trusted tampons. I know everybody has their thoughts about tampons, but anyway, that's what I kept going. So I would be doing this. So at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? This is just not working for me. So it's been a whole year since I've used my menstrual cups because of that frustration, okay? So I found myself just really like, just impatient, you know? I was like, I just want something I could put there and be gone, you know? I don't like pads because pads, you know, having a bigger body, I felt like they always get smushed. They move around. And then I find myself just like really uncomfortable. And I used to have so many leaks and I got tired of it. So tampons have been my go-to for years. And that's what I'll continue to use because the menstrual cups, you know, there's people that swear by them. They love them. But for me, I just don't like, I didn't feel confident that I got it down. And I also didn't like that they were way more messier. They're messier. And you really have to keep an eye on that. So sometimes if you didn't look back, one time I looked back and I was like, oh my God, I leaked all the stuff on the floor when I pulled it too fast, okay? So that remembering to slowly pull it out, sometimes I would forget. And I felt like every time I pulled it, my cervix dropped down. So yeah, so that's pretty much my experience, guys. Have you tried menstrual cups? Have you used them for years? Or did you have a similar experience where you just gave up on them? All right, guys, I'll see you the next one. Bye.